Thank you very much, Michael. It's great to be here with all of you today. I'd like to thank, of course, the Sudbury Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. We're very proud members of the Chamber here in Sudbury and across the province at all of our gaming sites in Ontario. I want to acknowledge just a few guests that are here from OLG, Sean Duvall, our Regional Director, Tionda Kerr and Kathleen Devine, thank you very much. Our partners here from Gateway, thank you very much for joining us today. As a Crown Corporation, I'd be remiss if I don't mention your MPP, Ms. Gilna. Thank you very much for your ongoing support, merci. The State of the City Address is a very important event for this community. It's a chance to hear directly from the Mayor about his vision for Sudbury and about the opportunities and challenges he sees ahead for the city. And it's my pleasure to be here today to introduce the Mayor. Born and raised and educated in Greater Sudbury, Mayor Biggar has seen a community transformed in many ways and has a strong vision for the future. Prior to being elected mayor in 2014, Mayor Biggar held roles in the private sector and at the Regional Municipality of Halton, and served as the City of Greater Sudbury's first Auditor General. Some of his top priorities include building confidence in local government, investing in infrastructure, and attracting newcomers to the community. Mayor Biggar knows that Greater Sudbury is well positioned as a regional economic cluster thanks to its highly international excellence in mining service and supply, and environmental remediation. Greater Sudbury has evolved into a dynamic and diverse regional service hub in areas including healthcare, research, education, and tourism for all of northeastern Ontario. Mayor Biggar is actively engaged in the community and is a member of numerous boards of directors, including the Sudbury Food Bank, the Greater Sudbury Development Corporation, and the Sudbury Airport Community Development Corporation. He's also proud to represent Greater Sudbury on boards of Phenom, NOLM, and represents Greater Sudbury at the Ontario Large Urban Mayors Group. Mayor Biggar and his wife, Lori, have 2 children and are proud grandparents of 3 little boys. I'm looking forward to hearing from the mayor, and I'm sure you are too. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming His Worship, Mayor Brian Biggar, to the podium.
Well, thank you very much, Jake. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow. Good afternoon and welcome. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue. Oni and bonjour. I'd like to thank all of you for being here for my 4th State of the City address. And I would also like to recognize that we're here today on the territory of the Robinson-Huron Treaty, lands that we shared with the people of the Atikameksheng, Anishinaabeg, and Wahnapitae First Nations and Métis people. And also recognize that today is National Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you all for being in attendance here today, and thank you all for the opportunity to tell you what we have accomplished so far. I'd also like to recognize a few of the people and the dignitaries in the room, the people that I can see here. Marc Serret, our MP, MPP France Jalina, councillors in the table over here, potential councillors, former councillors, candidates. I see Floyd Logren is here as well. So thank you, and I welcome all of you here. I'd also like to thank today's event sponsors, including OLG, CN, Fisher Wavy, Hot 93.5, Eastlink, Pioneer Construction, and Plan A Healthcare Staffing Solutions. To all of my colleagues on City Council and to all city staff in attendance, it's truly been an honor serving as your mayor and being able to work alongside City Council and city staff. I'd also like to thank my wife, Lori, for supporting me and being here today and every day for me. Thank you, Lori, for supporting me and running for mayor once again. Okay. I want to ask that all of you think about how much progress has been made, and not just by council and the city, but by our community at large over the last 4 years. What we have been able to do is grow our community and create a path forward for future growth. Change and progress takes time and commitment. And when I was elected, the public was clear that they wanted to see change in how things were done at City Hall. You wanted change, and together with council, we've delivered so much change in how the city runs. Vous vouliez un changement, et ensemble avec le conseil municipal, nous avons fait tellement de changements dans le fonctionnement de la ville. We heard you, and you wanted a council that wanted to work together. And we've done that to make many decisions to move us forward. We've gotten many things done that have been priorities for years. We've built relationships, and we've advocated strongly for our community, making sure that we are, and we will continue to be, at the table with other levels of government. The momentum started with a hotly debated topic to repeal the store hours bylaws. And it was a very easy decision for this council, and we worked together to set priorities for the community, and the progress continued. We listened to you and used all of our conversations with you at the doors to establish a strategic plan to guide us as a council, and we've worked hard to share this plan with other levels of government and to implement as many elements as we could. I also fulfilled my promise to the community to find efficiencies through the P6M initiative. And this allowed City Council to hold taxes to a 0% tax increase in the first year. And while we determined the best way to prioritize spending and invest in our community moving forward. An important aspect of my role as mayor is advocacy. And I'm so honored that over my term, we have received over $160 million in funding from other levels of government to help us grow. Many of the projects I speak to later would not have been able to move forward without investment from the federal and provincial governments. So thank you. Thank you so much to our partners. We've invested in our roads. Maley Drive is well underway. The preliminary work on the four-laning of MR35 has also begun. We have developed a plan to improve public transit and made major decisions on community infrastructure like the event center and projects in the downtown. And that takes collaboration. It takes hard work and vision. Cela exige de la collaboration, beaucoup de travail et une vision. And being able to lead council to make key decisions requires leadership. As one vote around the table, it's imperative that we work together, and I'm so proud of our council and our accomplishments. I'm confident that we have delivered, and we will continue to deliver. And I want to continue to build your trust and earn your trust by delivering excellent service to you, for you. In 2015, Council set a roadmap like never before. We set a strategy to bring us forward and to grow our community. And today, I'd like to provide you with updates based on that plan during our term. You'll be hearing about improving our infrastructure, our economic development strategies, and providing a better quality of life for you, our residents. So without further ado, I'll begin my presentation and speak about one of our community's favorite seasons, all your favorite, construction. As a council, we have prioritized infrastructure investments like never before in the history of Greater Sudbury. And let's talk about some of the work that will be taking place, but first I'll do a little bit of a recap. We listened to you, and during this term of council, we have approved roads capital budgets of over $300 million, compared to $140 million over the previous 4 years, more than doubling the city's investment in roads. Beginning in 2015 through 2017, we also increased our maintenance and our roads operating budget by close to 10%. In 2017, Council also passed a motion intended to increase the level of maintenance on our gravel and surface-treated roads. These investments have been an important part of our ongoing effort to make our roadways safer for our residents. So what are we doing with this money in 2018? Well, it's going to be an extremely busy construction season again. And I can assure you that our staff at City Hall have never worked harder on your behalf. Ce sera une saison de construction extrêmement occupée. Encore une fois, notre personnel n'a jamais autant travaillé en votre nom. The four-laning of MR35 was included in the 2018 budget, with work taking place over the 2018 and 2019 construction seasons. The 2018 budget was included on Lawrence Street from Elm Street through to Power Street. As many of you are aware, work on the Maley Drive extension continues with construction of a new four-lane divided roadway from LaSalle Extension to Berrydown Road, along with the construction of an overpass near College Boreal and the completion of the interchange at MR80. The section of Maley Drive from Berrydown to the east is next. Work is anticipated to be completed by the fall of 2019, and I continue to be amazed at the progress that's been made on this project, and I'm really excited to see its completion. I'm also pleased that the construction work on Maley Drive is currently running a $4 million surplus to date. In addition to these major road projects, road resurfacing will take place at various locations throughout our city, including West Bay Road, Grassy Lake Road, MR4, Montpelier Road, and Monte Rouleau. A total of $10 million in culvert and bridge rehabilitation is taking place this year, including Boland's Bay Bridge and the William Avenue Bridge in Coniston. We've also taken a new approach to road maintenance. And we're repairing the entire lane width of problem areas in the summertime to address major pothole concerns. This takes us out of the cold patch cycle, and we're making good headway. We're also working with the Ministry of Transportation and other northern municipalities to do research on how to best address the pothole issues that we all have. It was something I brought up at the most recent Ontario Good Roads Association conference, and something I'm really excited about. We've also invested in what's under our roads. Over this term, Council has approved capital investments in our water and wastewater infrastructure of almost $160 million, a $20 million increase over the previous 4 years, with over $35 million this year alone going towards several projects such as water main and sanitary sewer lining at various locations throughout our city. In 2015, we dedicated $800,000 per year, and now we have completed 16 kilometers worth of cycling infrastructure and 8.5 kilometers of new sidewalks, including the addition of the sidewalk on the north side of the Kingsway during our term of council. We will be delivering over 25 kilometers more, helping to make cycling a safer and more convenient travel option for residents in our community in the future. Beginning this summer, we'll be working on a plan for a cycling path along Paris Street and Notre Dame Avenue from Regent Street in the south all the way to LaSalle Boulevard in the north. And this work has not gone unnoticed. Greater Sudbury was recently recognized with a bicycle-friendly community bronze designation by Share the Road Cycling Coalition. They explained that this was awarded for progress being made to make cycling in Greater Sudbury safer, and for the strong community partnerships formed, and the rapid pace at which our city had become more bicycle friendly. Improving our public transit is something that our citizens have been longing for, and as mayor, something I've been eager to see improve. And now, thanks to our partnership with both the provincial and federal government, we have a reliable and dedicated funding agreement which will give us the opportunity to invest almost $100 million over the next 10 years into the Greater Sudbury Transit and active transportation initiatives that connect our communities and our transit routes together. And this is a result of hard work and planning that occurred to signal that we were ready to move our city forward. These and other infrastructure investments are so important to the maintenance and economic vitality of our community, and we will continue to identify new ways to stimulate investment and growth in our community. And growing our economy is something that I've worked hard at, along with Council, throughout our term. Et la croissance de notre économie, c'est l'objectif que j'ai visé en travaillant dur avec le conseil municipal tout au long de notre mandat. We're experiencing growth. In fact, our GDP is now at $8.4 billion a year and is forecasted to continue to grow. That's the size of some provinces in Canada. We are the only Northern Ontario municipality that has experienced growth, and it's something to be proud of. Greater Sudbury was named one of the top 10 business-friendly cities in the micro-city category by FDI Intelligence, a division of the Financial Times. And we're also very proud that, as an organization, Standard & Poor's has recognized the strength of our financial management and our long-term financial plans. They provided us with a AA stable credit rating, allowing us to access some of the best interest rates available to fund our transformational projects and address our infrastructure gap. We are confident in the steps that we're taking to invest in our community and our plans to create jobs here in Greater Sudbury, and I will get into these plans now. We have been making key decisions to move our community forward. Nous avons pris certaines décisions si clés pour faire progresser notre communauté. We also heard widely from industry stakeholders how excited and supportive they are of our bid provided to Noront Resources to be home to a ferrochrome processing facility. We had a strong bid because we are strategically positioned economically and geographically. And this bid came together in a large part thanks to our economic development team and industry partners, and we anxiously wait to learn of their decision. The construction of the ferrochrome processing facility is proposed to begin with the next 5 to 10 years at a cost of approximately $1 billion. The facility would create 350 permanent jobs, about 150 indirect jobs within our community, and increase the assessment base for taxes. There's also a real sense of optimism in the mining world, and in my years of attending the PDAC conferences as mayor, I have never felt more positivity from our local industry. PDAC, if you've never been, is a real opportunity to see some of Sudbury's finest and hardworking companies and people promoting growth and development for our city. And what you see is a high-value innovation, research, education, and service and supply expertise to the world and the industry. There simply is no other mining community in the world that can compete. Greater Sudbury-based businesses are global leaders in so many aspects of mining, and we are so well respected. And as was reported right before the launch of PDAC, Vale and Glencore have announced that they have plans to invest close to $1 billion each in deep mine development. KGHM is poised to invest in development to the Victoria mine site, and IM Gold is set to have shovels in the ground for their Côté Gold project near Gogama in 2019. We're talking of the potential in the future here of 4 mines being developed concurrently in the Sudbury district. For the first time in 20 years, exploration and drilling is once again setting a positive and optimistic outlook for growth in our community. These are huge investments in our community and a strong sign of confidence in the future. Local wealth creation is essential for our future growth and diversification. Our post-secondary institutions and our over 300 mining service and supply companies are recognized as global leaders in areas like ultra-deep mining technology, autonomous equipment, and environmental sustainability. And that is where most important growth, research, and diversification is occurring. New research and development businesses, as well as mining service and supply companies, have invested multi-millions locally in the last few years and are continuing to be drawn to our community. Investors interested in nickel, copper, cobalt, lithium, and other materials used to build batteries and electric vehicle technology are turning their attention towards Greater Sudbury. As mayor, to hear business owners tell you that they have plans to expand and hire in an industry that's been showing some real resiliency in the last few years, it's really positive. We're also stimulating economic development with our large projects, those that are transformational and economic development driven, as well as providing an enhanced quality of life for our residents. I'll start with the Junction, which combines the Greater Sudbury Convention Performance Center and the Library Art Gallery. Although separate, they will be located on a shared site on the current location of the Sudbury Community Arena. In early spring, we conducted a community engagement campaign, and both projects are led by dynamic and engaged groups of community stakeholders, and I would like to thank all of you for your hard work. I look forward to seeing the results on July 10th when the working group presents to council. And on the Event Center, we're in the midst of our procurement process and have ensured that we have taken all the necessary steps to maintain accountability, transparency, and fairness. It's been a long process from the selection of the location to the integrated site plan, a financial plan, creating evaluation criteria for the design-build proposals, and approving the rezoning of the properties. We fully believe that we can have this new event center open for use in 2020. Our building statistics tell another positive story. Nos statistiques sur la construction racontent une autre histoire positive. 2017 was the best year in construction value that we have seen in our community since 2009. You'll remember 2009 was mostly driven by the introduction of development charges, and it was mostly residential construction. Well, in 2017, we exceeded $394 million. And we are investing, and businesses and other organizations are investing in us too. And it also means jobs both in construction and for the long term. And as the jobs become available and in demand, we will continue to see housing growth. We're already seeing an increase in the number of actual permits issued compared to last year due to an increase in residential permits. According to Zoocasa, in a study that looked at median household incomes and average home prices in April of this year, Greater Sudbury ranked as the second most affordable city in Ontario. Our affordability is a major selling point as we grow our community, and it presents a big opportunity ahead of us to attract newcomers. Local business owners and chamber members have asked me and asked that we work on finding the skilled workers that they need and help in navigating through the current system to bring in international workers. In fact, when I had the opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister at our City Hall, it was one of the points that we discussed. Well, the number of people living in our downtown is poised to grow significantly. As discussions and plans are well underway on the construction of 3 new apartment buildings aimed at seniors and affordable housing in the downtown core by Jack Wolofsky, as well as the Dalron developments planned just outside the downtown. Construction is also slated to get underway this summer on La Place des Arts, on track to be open again in 2020. I'm proud that we invested $5 million in this $35 million project. It will be a transformational space. Our council's 2018 budget investment of $600,000 for the Downtown Sudbury Community Improvement Plan has stimulated $38 million of investment by private businesses through our CIP renewal. And just think, from the Indie Cinema to Canada's School of Architecture, La Place des Arts, an updated public space at City Hall, a redesigned and pedestrian-friendly Elgin Greenway, the Brady Green Stairs, and the Junction, which will host our library, art gallery, and convention and performance center. The future looks bright for our downtown. Have you ever seen so much positive energy through investment and activity in our community? I have a strong passion to support our entire community. So let's speak about the rest of our town centers for a moment. Community improvement plans both invest in infrastructure and provide economic stimulus. Investing almost $2 million towards the Cape Real Waterfront Community Improvement Project, which includes roadwork, sewers, lighting, landscaping, and accessibility, will benefit this part of the community. We're also undertaking some exciting work to enhance the Whitsun River Trail in Chelmsford through the Chelmsford CIP. Council has also approved plans to provide incentives to fund redevelopment in the town centers of Levack, Lively, Coppercliff, the Flour Mill, and Kathleen Street as part of our Main Street Revitalization Initiative. And so the future looks bright for all of our downtowns. And I'd now like to speak to our successes in arts, culture, and tourism, because we do an excellent job of this in Greater Sudbury, and it furthers our economy in a very real way. In 2017, we had a very busy year, no doubt, and 2018 is shaping up to continue on that trend. 2017, c'était sans doute une année occupée, et 2018 s'annonce comme la suite de cette tendance. In the 2018 budget, Council allocated almost $3 million through the GSDC's Arts and Culture Grant programs. And we have supported the arts and creative community through our term, including the 4th Mayor's Celebration of the Arts. With film, so far during this term, there have been 58 film and television projects, such as Letterkenny, Cardinal, Bad Blood, and Indian Horse, that were all filmed locally, which resulted in $58 million in local spending. We've been established as the film capital of the North thanks to people like David Anselmo and Mark Montefiore. The CEO of William F. White International called Greater Sudbury easily one of the fastest growing regions in the Canadian film and television industry. And that is why they established a new location over on Cambrian Heights Drive. And this is a good example of the investments being made in our community and why we continue to support that industry. Opening up Greater Sudbury through arts and culture is one of the ways we will attract more people to Greater Sudbury. And in fact, 2017 brought with it over 1.2 million visitors to our community, which generated over $182 million in visitor spending. And that's an incredible result and a huge boost to our economy. We've been proud to host various events like Rogers Hometown Hockey, the Amazing Race, the TELUS Cup, and we look forward to hosting the Esso Cup next year. And a big shout out goes to Science North, which was named Attraction of the Year amongst all tourist attractions in Ontario by the Ontario Choice Awards in 2017. Very exciting. With an investment of only $100,000, we saw over 115,000 non-local visitors to Greater Sudbury last year, with a spin-off of just shy of $27 million. Talk about a return on investment. Quel rendement pour un investissement. Before I finish up here today, there are a few more positive news stories I want to share that really touch on our quality of life here in Sudbury. I'll start with our post-secondary education sector. Here in the community, there is a 6.7% increase in total enrollment, bringing our total to 16,000 post-secondary students. That's a remarkable number, and this increase can be attributed to, in a large part, a 25% increase in international students over the fall of 2017. I know that each of the institutions in our community have exciting projects on the go, which will only continue to boost enrollment and continue to introduce bright young people to our community. With regards to healthcare, we saw an increase in the number of doctors in the health sector. In fact, over the last 4 years to date, 21 family physicians have begun practicing in Greater Sudbury. Using return of service incentives, we have already recruited an additional 17 future family physicians who have committed to practice in our community over the next 3 years. With exciting projects under construction at HSN and with HSNRI in full operation, I'm optimistic that we will continue to be a leader in health and life sciences here in Northern Ontario. I, along with our entire community, are very excited to see that construction is underway at Maison McCullough Hospice on the expansion project, which I know Council was proud to provide $750,000 towards. And Council also provided support of $1 million towards a PET scanner, which I know our whole community is happy to see construction underway. I'm also proud of the partnerships that we formed and the projects that Council has supported to deal with our most vulnerable. Projects including March of Dimes Wade Hampton Home expansion, providing more care to those in our community living with an acquired brain injury. And with the Canadian Mental Health Association and other community groups, we're able to offer services like the off-the-street shelter and harm reduction services to our most vulnerable. Another area where we continue to be leaders in is the environment. In 2018 is the 40th anniversary of our city's municipal regreening program. It is a really big milestone for a program that's enabled thousands of residents to actively participate in the regreening of their living environment. And as a result, this program is a point of pride in our community to continue to improve the quality of life for all Greater Sudburyans. It has also improved the ability for us to attract and retain businesses and provide growth opportunities and attract tourism to our city. Just want to take the time to really thank the members of the VTAC committee and all residents who have contributed to the success of this program over the years. Let's talk about our playgrounds. 12 municipal playgrounds, one in each ward, will be renewed and approved this year through a partnership between the City of Greater Sudbury and United Way Centraide, Northeast Ontario. In total, Council has approved a phased renewal of 58 municipal playgrounds over the next 2 to 3 years. Ensuring that all children across our community can access quality recreational opportunities at their municipal neighborhood playground is a key component of Council's strategic plan. Speaking of recreation, 3 big announcements took place in the last couple of months that I think deserve some recognition. The Fabio Belli Foundation, in partnership with the province, the Rainbow District School Board, and the city, will be constructing an indoor multi-sport facility on the LaSalle Secondary School property. Fabio Belli is smiling. The gem known as Kiwi Park has really demonstrated our public's interest in walking, cycling, and outdoor recreation. And I can't thank Lily Fielding and the Wallace family enough for their support and for their donations to this park. What an amazing place. And I understand and know this is just the beginning. Thanks to all of the hard work and volunteer hours that go into maintaining the trails in the winter at Kiwi Park, it has now become a para-hub, designated as Ontario's first training center for para-Nordic athletes. I was also pleased to have brought forward a motion earlier this month which will allow city staff to identify and work with our Olympic and Paralympic medalists on naming opportunities in their honor at meaningful city facilities. We also look forward to hosting a community celebration sometime in August for all of our Olympic athletes who competed at the 2018 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games. Stay tuned for more details. I also wanted to speak about some of the programs that we've made available to seniors. Je veux aussi parler de certains des programmes que nous avons offerts aux personnes âgées. Through our age-friendly community action plan, we have made some really great progress. We've made winter walking available at our public arenas. We've provided activities like pickleball and more francophone programming and signage at Pioneer Manor, and helped ensure continued success at the Parkside Older Adult Center. We've also made more information and training available to aid transit and handy transit users, along with a new Seniors Active Living Guide. I'm also proud of the hard work of our paramedics who've been providing community paramedicine to our older adult community. Seniors are the backbone of our community, and we will continue to find ways to serve them well in the city of Greater Sudbury. Les aînés sont la base de notre communauté et nous continuerons à trouver des moyens de bien les servir dans la ville de Grand Sudbury. We are also seeing positive investments being made in seniors housing, like Red Oak Villa on St. Anne Road and Dalron's affordable housing project on Paris Street. We're also looking forward to investments in long-term care. Extended Care's development on Algonquin Road will create hundreds of new long-term care beds in our community over the next couple of years. And Pioneer Manor staff are also working on plans for development to upgrade roughly 150 beds in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. These investments in housing will really benefit our aging population. It is my goal to work with our development community to continue to spur these kinds of investments in housing for Greater Sudbury seniors. Before I conclude today, I just want to reinforce just how hard Council and I have been working on your behalf. We've been investing in our roads, in our community's quality of life, making our city more desirable for people and businesses, and making it more accessible and easier to get around on public transit, and are just some of the many accomplishments we've met so far. And together, we will continue to build on our success, now and into the future. Et ensemble, nous continuerons à faire fond sur notre succès maintenant et à l'avenir. Now, let's talk a little bit about the future. I'm so happy to be your mayor, and I want to continue to build on this council's success. And to recap, we've had a lot of success. We've listened to you and established a strategic plan to guide us as a council. We've invested in our roads, including major investments in Maley Drive and the future four-laning of the MR35. We undertook a review of our transit system and worked with our government partners to deliver a 10-year transformation of our public transit system. And we're delivering on community infrastructure like the event center and new downtown projects. I'd say we've done a lot, but of course, there's still more to do. I want to see our community grow. And while I will get into more details in the coming months, I want to take this opportunity to share with you what I would like to continue to focus on as your mayor. I can assure you that I will continue to support and develop new initiatives that will enhance our local business ecosystem for growth, development, and investment that creates jobs and prosperity within our community. First and foremost, I will continue to deliver a regional view for our city by advocating for investment and support to all areas of our great community through community improvement plans, investment, and future capital planning. Investments in our roads, bridges, water pipes will continue, and this infrastructure will be improved. Our treasured environment will continue to remain a priority, and our water sources will continue to be studied, protected, and enhanced. As I talked about earlier today, affordable living options are a priority for our residents. Transit system improvements are an important piece of that plan. Our affordability is an advantage, and we will be maintained throughout the development of affordable services and housing for young families, seniors, and low-income residents. I will continue to support and encourage private sector investment aligned with these community needs. I'll continue to work alongside our post-secondary institutions, our local businesses, and partners in government to develop strategies so that we can attract and retain the talented and skilled workforce that's needed by businesses in our community. And as I said, I look forward to sharing more about my vision in the coming months, and it's exciting to think about the prospects ahead for the city of Greater Sudbury. But for now, I want to thank you, the people, for making my job so enjoyable. Mais Pour l'instant, je veux remercier les gens d'avoir rendu ma fonction de maire et mon travail si agréable, an honor which I hope together we can continue on the path forward. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Tu me question. Stay up here.
Mayor, on behalf of the Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to thank you for your remarks today. I understand we've got a little bit of time for some questions, so if you'd like to take over on
Great.
it. Anyone that has some questions?
Back of the room.
Thank you. My name is Scott Fisher. I'm the project manager for Professions North, former city employee as well with Growth GSDC. My question is around immigration. You briefly mentioned about comment about bringing in international workers. I'm wondering, or would like to hear more about working with organizations like ours in tapping into the talented pool in the Toronto area or Southern Ontario and making them aware of the opportunities up here in the north. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you for the question. And you know, it's something I think that is a great idea. You know, clearly, a lot of people who immigrate to Canada end up in our large centres, and Toronto and Ottawa, for sure, are areas of concentration there. I've been speaking to Mark Sette and also speaking to provincial representatives, and had the opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister about this as well. And so the key is for us to continue to work and advocate with these federal and provincial systems to make them simpler, to improve the nominee system that's out there, and our ability to enable people to work in our community. And you know, and the great opportunity here is that you know, when is the last time we've had 4 mine developments concurrently occurring within our community, and all of the development and investment in our community that's happening over the next few years. You know, we will be needing skilled and talented workers, and so I can assure you that I'd be happy to work with your organization and any organizations within the community that we can continue to advance that idea of attracting skilled and talented people to our community.
Other questions for the mayor? You want back here?
Yeah. How do you plan to engage the new provincial government, and what sort of challenges and opportunities do you anticipate?
Well, thank you, and so we're already reaching out. The government has not formed. You're talking about the provincial government here, and so they will form their government after June 29th. So they're in a bit of a transition right now. But you know, I was on the board of directors for Phenom, and we hosted the debates in Parry Sound. I got to see Doug Ford there, where they actually held a debate in Northern Ontario. I know there's an interest in Northern Ontario, and I also know that we will have opportunities to meet the new ministers once they're designated and identified after June 29th. And the very next meetings that I will be part of, Phenom and Lumco and Marco and a number of other municipal-related organizations, would be at the Association of Municipalities conference in August. And besides that, we're speaking with our local representatives and meeting with Franz and Jamie, and also reaching out to some of the northern MPPs that will be forming the government in the very short time. So Mr. Rickford in Kenora is somebody that I've worked with and built a relationship with when he was a federal representative, and so you know, we are familiar with the people in the north that will be representing the party in power, and we're also we have some strong advocacy here in our community. So we'll have plenty of opportunities to speak with them, and ensure that they're very aware of the priorities and the needs and the strategies that we have here in Sudbury. And you know, one thing that I've said in the past is just remember that you know, the staff in these provincial departments, you know, the key staff are still there. They understand all of our priorities and programs that we're moving forward. And what's changing is the party in power. Okay.
Any final questions for the Mayor? No? If not, once again, Mayor, thank you very much. on behalf of the
Very much.
Chamber.
Okay.
Mayor Bigger, as a token of our appreciation and in acknowledgement for you joining us today, the Chamber will make a donation in your name to the Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce Post-Secondary Student Bursary Fund. Monies collected in this fund go to each of our post-secondary member education institutions at the end of the year, so thank you very much. Now, OLG has generously donated a door prize for today's event. You must be in the room to win the prize, and Pam will get Jake to draw the name. Kevin Jarvis from Telec Engineering. Congratulations, Kevin. Golf Sudbury has generously donated a free round of golf for a foursome at Cedar Green. Pam will get Debbie to draw a name for that one. Oh. Melanie Casciati from Laurentian University. Congratulations, Melanie. Again, our warmest thanks to today's luncheon sponsors, OLG, CN, Fisher Wavy, New Cap Radio, Hot 93.5, and Rewind 103.9, Eastlink, Pioneer Construction, and Plan A Long-Term Care Staffing and Recruitment. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Board of Directors, thank you again, Mayor Bigger, for your continuing the legacy of previous mayors in addressing our business community on an annual basis. If media would like to gather in front of the Proud Member banner out back, the Mayor will join you for some interviews at the moment. Be sure to save the date for the Chamber's AGM scheduled for October 30th, featuring Phil Fontaine, former National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations. It was wonderful to have you all today. Please enjoy the rest of the beautiful day outside, and thank you very much.